their brand is pretty obvious when they're in a good space. You can sort of see the way they play. Their system's very predictable, and that's what makes it so hard to stop. They're all on the same page, and they've got reasonable health as well. So those two or three things combined with some of the resilience they've learnt in the last 12 months, and playing MCG. So it's a tough ask.
You like playing MCG though in the last few years. I think you haven't lost there for. Melbourne's a pretty happy hunting ground recently, so you must go over there with a fair bit of confidence.
Yeah, we've got some resilience too. So that's what makes it a big game. You know, two teams who've got confidence. Playing interstate for us has always been a challenge, but you know, our experience has probably held us in good stead as well. We're a pretty experienced side, so and we've got some good memories at the MCG. But that doesn't really mean too much once you get out there.
Are they the best right now?
I don't really look at it that way. They're the best this week for us. Their belief and their evidence stack up pretty well. So when those two are combined, it becomes quite difficult to break down. So I think we're in the same space. So whether they're the best or not in the competition, it's not for me to talk about.
How good are Lynch and Rewalt?
They're pretty good. They're good players. Complemented well with their smalls, so they're as dangerous as anyone in the competition. So, and that combination to work like it is with minimal games together, both Rewalt in particular has missed a bit of footy. So the combination, I don't know how many games we've played together, but they look in sync already, which is dangerous for years to come.
There's a lot of fans hoping the Yo Martin matchup will happen. Do you think it will?
It might. Yeah, there's a chance they're both playing in the midfield. So, you know, recent memory, Richmond don't run with too many players, and we do occasionally. So, I dare say they'll be on each other at some stage.
What have you seen from Yo against the bigger body midfielders like Clarkson and Dangerfield? Like, what makes him so good against?
I think he just likes the challenge. Yeah, he's pretty straightforward, Elliot. It's not too complicated. He's a bit of a beast around the ball, and he plays on strong beasts in the opposition, so it becomes a bit of a battle. So he looks forward to the big matchups. But having said that, he doesn't need them either. He's in a space where hopefully we just don't have to rely on Elliot to step up. We've got a bit more balanced and spread in our mids than perhaps we have in previous years. I think it's been one of our strengths.
Is there any changes we need to know about?
I don't think so, not at this stage. Yeah, I think we're pretty clean at the moment. So I think the squad will come out in half an hour or so. But yeah, you won't see a massive change.
You're all attempting to give Josh Kennedy a week's rest or anything like that?
Well, why?
I heard someone spoke recently they might need a week's rest in the land finals.
Didn't come a lower leg injury.
No, not a lower leg injury. Looks like he might have tweaked his ankle or something on the weekend.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Yep, he's all good.
I was going to heading into this weekend, we were saying Nui obviously on the track this week.
Yeah.
What have you made of his movements and him seeing that?
He looked good. Yeah, he has to train yesterday, which was great. You know, that doesn't make him ahead of schedule or behind. It just meant this week we'd like to see him on the track. So I think we all got a little bit of a surprise when we saw him running around and jumping and training. But apparently that was all part of the plan. So next phase is to train a bit more next week, and then perhaps, you know, after the bye, heading into the finals, he might be available.
How's he pulling up? Is he getting any soreness now? Or
I don't think so. No, I think he's pulling up pretty well. So he backed up that session on Tuesday, was it? He backed that up today. So he did another one today. So we're pretty cautious with it all. We're not in a rush, and that gives him good purpose. But also, I think it could make him available pretty soon.
And I'm sure it's a good problem to have, but is it awkward at all running into the finals under essentially a one ruckman system, and then hoping you're playing the finals under a two ruckman system? Because I guess that's how it's going to be.
I think your comment at the start was spot on. It'll be a good problem to have. So I'll worry about that if and when. But we've been happy with Hickey's form, and we think Oscar Allen's second rucking's really developed this year. He's never rucked before, Oscar, so to him to complement what we're doing with Hickey's been a good combination. But I think we'd find a way to get Nick in the ruck.
It's unusual, isn't it? To sort of have a strategy like that, sort of not settled running into the finals, doing one thing and then thinking change.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you see a big contrast in game style between you and Richmond?
There's different ways that we go about it. Yeah, no doubt. But that's the beauty of the competition. You know, play against some of the scouting and looking at how they go about it. It's just a lot different, but a lot the same as well. You know, they've got some good speed. We've got pretty good speed. They've got some good key tools. They've got talent across the board, and we think we're the same. So the way they go about the ball movement might look a bit different than us, but essentially the contest and the way the game's fought out, that's where it's going to be won.
Last week spoke on Monday night about the ground ball. I suppose there's no great revelation there about the way the two teams play, but do you have a bigger focus on that when you do play against Richmond, or do you just back in what you do?
About the
ground ball, like winning the ground ball, he's saying that, you know, you guys are really great at contested marking in the air, and Richmond think they excel at ground ball.
Okay.
So you're going to focus more on the ground ball?
We'll focus on a couple of things that, you know, we need to take away from Richmond, and they'll focus on a couple of things they want to take away from us. I think essentially you'll see two teams playing their own way, and when you get to these type of games, it's our way versus their way, and we'll see how we go. And that's normally how it plays out when you get to these games.
A few weeks just on the back of that rains forecast, does that favour their game style over yours?
Maybe not. I don't buy into the weather as much as perhaps others. You know, I thought we started playing pretty good footy in the wet this year. Early on in the year we struggled a couple of games. Was it because it was wet? Was it we just got beaten? So we've gone through some phases this year. The wet weather doesn't really phase us.
Just on time.
On Nick Simone.
Oh, Nick.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get back to Nick.
Have you moved from hopeful that he'll be right for the first week of finals to expecting he'll be right?
I think some people at the club have. I'm staying the same. So I'm just, whatever's there is there. I'm not going to ride the wave. I've got too much to do than worry about Nick being available every day. So, but I was surprised and pleasantly surprised to see him on the track, and I think him just being around the club with a smile on his face, knowing there's hope, is good enough for me at the moment.
What does it do for his teammates as well? I mean, he's such a valued member, friend, and everything like that. Just to see him up and about again.
I'm not sure. There's pretty good culture, a pretty good environment here. So we care about everyone. You don't have to be our best player to have that vibe. But he's missed out on a lot. So to see him around the mark's great, but it's really not what the boys are living day to day.
This time last year, you were dealing with the fallout from the last derby, and I think there was a few other things that were sort of bubbling away during the year. Is it nice at this time of the year not to have those distractions? Do you feel like more comfortable heading into a final series, or more settled as a team, or organisation?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about comparing this time last year to now. To be honest, we're just looking at the Tigers and what that challenge is. So I think there's always issues, you know, whether it's internally, externally, there's always something going on. So having the right things in place culturally is really important for us. So it lets us get on with our jobs. So stability is important. Minimal off-field issues is ideal. And a real squad mentality is what we're looking at this time of year. So I'm not really comparing it to last year.
How important is a game like this for the young guys like Oscar Allen to get a taste of what his finals footy getting into the campaign? Yeah, we've got some young players still coming through. So the balance of our squads, it's shifted in the last 12 months, you know, with Petrocelli and Oscar Allen and Waterman. Who else we got there? There's probably 4 or 5 different players than there was this time last year, maybe more. And most of them are kids. So that exposure is really important for our future. We've got some experienced players who are probably in the twilight of their career, not quite the end. But it's important we get the players coming through and give them some exposure.
In the context of the top 2, this game is massive because if you win it, you're in the top 2.
Is it big?
If you lose, it's going to be super tough.
Okay.
How much do you use that as a carrot for the players?
It's obvious for everyone, so I don't need to do any of that. Yeah. So there's probably players that are in lists at the moment don't really know what's going on with the ladder and they just want to play footy. There's more and more players like that, so we don't hang everything on where we are on the ladder. Internally, I'm sure that a couple of us do, but no, that's not the motivator at the moment.
So does Duggan play Watford this weekend?
Yeah, he plays 80 to 85 minutes tomorrow night, which is a little bit awkward for us having a Friday night game and a Sunday game. And it's hard to manage that, but he'll play some minutes.
Has Holly walked in Simone in round 23?
Liam?
Yeah, is he your best?
Don't know. No, I'll have to see how it all falls out in the next couple of weeks.
Does
Colin Farmer's passing been felt inside the club?
Yeah, I'm a little bit removed with not being a Western Australian until I saw some articles today and the magnitude of the influence he's had on the state and obviously the AFL in general. But yeah, one of the games great, so nothing but respect, and yeah, it's a really big deal. And how our players have handled that, we've spoken about it briefly, but yeah, it's a sad loss.
There's been suggestions that it should be honoured with maybe a statue or stand.
Whatever's, yeah, it's not my call. That'd be great if they did.
So David T wasn't with you at West Coast when he was.
I played with Teague at North.
Opinion on him as what he'll be like as a senior?
Oh yeah, he's in for a hell of a ride, isn't he? So yeah, good luck to him. He's now one of the brotherhood and one of the enemy, so he'll be fine.
He's only 38. Is there a good age to start out?
We'll see how. Does he dye his hair? Did he tip it? I'm not sure if he does, but if he see how quick he goes grey. Have a look at I was 38 when I got this job, and my hair didn't look like this.